Hello and welcome. My name is Aviva Reimer, your relationship and dating expert, and I'm here to address some really important questions around intimacy. Now, with Valentine's Day coming up, I promised I would answer some really key questions in order to give you guys some great tools. And the biggest question that we're going to address today is, what are the secrets to intimacy? Now, let me break this down a little bit first. There are two different kinds of intimacy. I will speak on both. One is sexual intimacy, one is emotional intimacy. Now, we as people and individuals in our relationships are often driven by our past experiences, circumstance, the way we were raised. So we're not always, equally informed on all the right things to do or not to do. And sometimes it's really great to have somebody that can clear the air for you. Now, there's people out there who also have been really affected by their experiences, and they have some fears around intimacy. There's also medical issues when it comes to sexual intimacy that should be probably addressed with a professional, and also on an emotional level as well when it comes to emotional intimacy. Coaches and counselors are really handy to have when it comes to gaining the right perspective and guidance that we need. So now let's get to it. There is two different kinds. There's sexual intimacy and there's emotional intimacy. Let's talk about the sexual intimacy first. Now, sexual intimacy can be, with somebody that you enjoy spending time with, that is a friend with benefits. And there's also sexual intimacy with your partner of long term, or somebody that you're really excited about getting to know, even if it's new. And some of the secrets around that are, for example, being forthcoming and asking the right questions when it comes to sexual intimacy. So I often advise people to, with an appropriate time frame, once you get a little bit more comfortable with each other, just before you start to become intimate, to actually talk about, who you are and some of the things that you might have experienced. And when you get a little bit closer to solidifying something new, if you know what I mean, talk about what the person really likes and appreciates in the bedroom. That's one of my secrets. Ask the questions. What do you like? What is it that you don't like? What really turns you on? What do you prefer? Because we're all different. We like different things. We like it a different way. And it's really important to have the respect for your partner, whomever they may be, whether it's serious, not serious, to actually ask the right questions, right? It's always the right questions. So ask them what they like. Share what you like. And try to perfect the art to make it an incredible experience for both of you. Now, this could be something serious or not serious. It all depends on the two individuals involved, and as long as you're both happy and both on board, anything goes. And good luck with that. Now, emotional intimacy. What are the secrets to emotional intimacy? Emotional intimacy are the tiny little things that we do, that we express, that we show to one another, that really binds us and brings us closer together. It could be something as little as holding hands in a car, going to a date. Great way to start your date. It could be just spending time together and having great conversations and communicating, and maybe cooking together, and it's the way you come around and you hold the person. It's how you kiss the person. It's the little things that we do, the little verbal things that we express that are so important. Now, some people have difficulties in this area, and I strongly suggest that you hire a professional to potentially, even for a couple of sessions, to explain the importance of this and give you some really good tools and suggestions of things that you can do and how you can get stronger in that area. So the secret to emotional intimacy is allowing yourself to be vulnerable with the person that you want to be vulnerable with or share things with. It could be your wife, your husband, somebody new that you're dating, somebody that you're reconnecting with, somebody that's really, is interesting to you. And although a lot of people have, there's a lot of people out there who have a hard time emotionally with self-expression, and the knowledge of, what really flies, what doesn't fly, what works, what doesn't work. You should definitely find a way, read some books, find a counselor to help you with that as well. But these are the important things that solidify a relationship. These are the important things that make all the difference. These are the important things that an individual will really look for in a person that will allow them to come closer to that person. Now, we all struggle with vulnerability. It is the most scariest thing for all of us, but it is so important, and it's so real and so authentic and so transparent that it automatically creates a very safe place for anyone to be able to meet you halfway and to return the favor or return in kind, and also be open with you. Now, emotional intimacy has nothing to do with sex. It has everything to do with how you express yourself and communicate to your partner, and the things that you share with them. It has everything to do with how you hold them and how you touch them and how you spend the time together when you're really one-on-one. It could be cooking together in the kitchen and the way you come around and you hold somebody from the back. It could be something that you send via text or say on the phone that maybe a lot of people would probably not say, but you choose to say it. You choose to accept the fact that this is important, and you share that with your partner, and there's incredible things that will happen for you and your relationship when you allow yourself to do that. There's so many things going on out there with technology, right? And we all have fears of rejection. We all, have fears of the unknown, especially when it's somebody new. And we also have fears, even with our partners, of putting ourselves out there, because maybe some things have happened in the past that have conditioned us to hold back, things that have happened that will allow us to say the things that we like to say. And I think it's important to clean the slate. I think it's important to allow yourself to be vulnerable, to do the things that are, soft and kind and loving towards each other. And this is the number one thing. Vulnerability is the number one thing that will allow you to build that emotional intimacy with your partner, and it'll bring you closer together, and it'll solidify the relationship that you have. So first, I think it's important to really evaluate what kind of person you want to show up as in your relationship. You want to make sure that you have what it takes to commit to that person and do all the right things. And I guarantee you that if you do the right things and you allow yourself to be vulnerable, that the person will respond beautifully, and you'll get what you want. Now, if you bring that emotional connection, that emotional chemistry, that emotional intimacy, and you marry the sexual intimacy in the bedroom, well, fireworks will happen. This is your ultimate connection. When you've done all the right things and you've paid attention to your partner and you've expressed yourself and you've put yourself out there and you share and you touch and you love, that person is going to respond to you the same way, in the same loving way, and give more and give more. And guess what happens? You have a beautiful relationship that gets solidified, and it grows and it flourishes and it blooms like a flower. So let's water the flowers. Let's do the right things. Let's be vulnerable. Let's start tomorrow, which is Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2020. Let this be your year where you make a difference. Leave your fears behind. They don't serve you well. They keep you from ultimately being the incredible person that you really are and showing up as that incredible person for your partner or significant other or someone new in your life that you really want to bring closer. So, on that note, remember, vulnerability is the secret to intimacy. Enjoy both.